Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I actually wanted to talk about something that came out not too long ago, and that was regarding some of the crossovers and stuff with the spin-offs. And this was something that I was wondering if they were ever going to do with the shows, but it looks like the option is actually there. And it's kind of exciting because it actually seems like these spin-offs are actually, it's going to be building a lot more of an actual universe than I thought. I remember mentioning it a long time ago, actually, and some people sort of made fun of me for it, but I remember saying that, like, I wouldn't doubt these spinoffs having some crossovers and stuff because they're going to kind of do the whole MCU thing, right? But people are like, well, you can't do that with The Walking Dead. Well, clearly they're doing that, and I do think you can do it. Like, it can obviously work. So, yeah, anyways, I want to get into some of that. So before going any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber. If you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this, we're going to be going really strong now, and I'm going to have a video out every single day. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I have missed, so I'm going to be catching up on a lot of that. There's also a lot of stuff sort of happening because the Rick and Michonne show is actually going to be filming within the next like week or two or something like that. So I'm kind of excited about that. I have to get updated on what's been happening with all of that. And yeah, we'll go from there. And obviously we do have some time because we have to wait another 3 months for Fear the Walking Dead, which is, that's going to have their last season. But there's also The Last of Us as well, which I will be covering as well. So I haven't checked it out yet. I've been just sort of going through some stuff, but I'm going to be watching it, and I will try to get my reviews out and stuff for this Sunday. If not, it'll be for sure the next Sunday after. There's just a lot of stuff I have to cover right now, so I'm going to try to do it for this Sunday. I mean, it is only Tuesday, so I do have some time. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But definitely I'm going to be reviewing The Last of Us because I've been waiting for this show for a very, very long time. So, but the big news here obviously is the fact that there's a possibility here for crossovers for The Walking Dead or at least The Walking Dead spinoffs. And that for me personally is very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Just because, that was one of the questions we always sort of had about the spinoffs. Like if Maggie and Negan are going to have their own show, Daryl's going to have his own show, Rick and Michonne, like, are we going to have some crossover where Daryl will go to the Rick and Michonne show for a little bit? How is that going to work? And it seems like, I think for the first seasons of these shows, there's probably not going to be a lot of crossover at all. There's probably just going to be nothing. Like, I think the first season of these shows is going to be really just establishing what is happening here with these characters, establishing this new story, this sort of new version of The Walking Dead, right? Because that's kind of what's happening here with The Walking Dead. Everything here is really just like an expanded universe now, right? And so we're going to have all these crossovers and they're building all this stuff back up from the ground. So yeah, and I saw this here from comicbook.com, so I will leave a link down below. But Jeffrey Dean Morgan was asked about, the potential for crossovers with like the other spinoffs and stuff like that, with the Daryl show and the Rick and Michonne show. And he said, I think the door is open because we are all in the same timeline. They are existing at the same time. So I think there is the opportunity to bring a character from this show, a character from that show, and do something else that can continue. Apparently, Lauren Cohen said the same thing, actually. She said that there's hope of a collision with the other shows. And so, yeah, I think personally that this is a really good idea. And I do think that's where they're going. Because, this year's going to be really focused on sort of expanding this universe quite a bit, making the world much more exciting and just sort of building up right from the ground, right? Like you sort of have to introduce newer characters, a newer threat, and then just kind of, go from there and just like make everything very exciting. And then eventually you can sort of have all the reunions, right? That's what people really want. And then once you get the reunions, just sort of building it from there. And that's why I find it very interesting that Fear the Walking Dead is ending, because Fear is one of those shows that the characters on the show are good. The story just hasn't been the best all the time. Season 6 was good, but it just hasn't been the best over the last 4 years or however long it's been, right? So I do agree with ending the show. I think it's very smart because I think those characters honestly would be super awesome interacting with like Maggie or Negan, right? Like I want to see those characters interacting with all those characters. I think it's about time. People have been wanting this for quite a while. Ever since Morgan was doing the crossover to Fear, people have talked about the vice versa of that. What about Fear characters going to The Walking Dead? And I think that would be super cool because when Morgan first went to Fear the Walking Dead, it was kind of exciting. It was cool to see him interacting with those characters. It was just, obviously you're watching it on Fear. I would have preferred those characters on The Walking Dead just because it's a little bit more exciting. But I think, having these spinoffs and stuff, you can definitely do that. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I think that's really what could make this Walking Dead universe, this expanded universe of The Walking Dead anyways, very exciting. So I think you can do a lot of stuff here with certain characters being on certain shows during certain timelines. And that's the big thing about this too, is you really need to get the timelines right. Like the timeline part of it is so important. And The Walking Dead, they haven't really focused on timelines too much, but it's been rough. Like when you're trying to map out a lot of stuff, sometimes it just doesn't really make too much sense. It does sometimes, but like, you know what I mean? So I definitely, in this sense, you do need to map it out in a really awesome way. And I do think they will. And that's what's going to be kind of exciting, because if this show ends on a cliffhanger and say these certain characters are here, I wonder if that will be resolved in the other show, or if there's going to be certain nods on the other show that, these characters are dealing with this situation. Like, I wonder if there's going to be some sort of crossover or teases at certain things like that, right? Probably not in the first seasons, obviously, maybe the second seasons, but yeah, definitely. I'm really hyped about that. Something else that I did see as well was that, Scott Gimple actually talked about the idea of if future seasons would have more than 6 episodes, or if they were just going to stick with 6 episodes. And he said, I'll just say that right now, these first seasons are 6 episodes. Things might change after that. We're still seeing about that. The Walking Dead in its first season was 6 episodes, and then things changed, obviously. So yeah, that's true. Obviously it changed, and then it went to like 12, 13 episodes, and then like 16, or it was something like that. I think that personally, they're not going to go that much anymore. I don't think it's going to ever be 16 episodes. I think at the most for season 2 of these shows, they might go to 10 episodes. They might even go to 8, right? I think it's going to be around there. 8 to 10 episodes, and I think that works perfectly fine. And I don't know if it's just me, but yeah, just the way he's sort of talking about the shows and stuff, like it seems like he's referencing all 3 shows, right? Like Dead City, the Daryl Dixon show, and the Ricky Michonne show. So that would be cool if the Ricky Michonne show did get a season 2. I still really think it's going to. Like, I know people are saying it's a limited series or whatever, but they get renewed all the time for a second season. So just, based off of the popularity and stuff, I just don't see it being just 1 season, especially with how big the story is. I know people are worried about that, but honestly, I don't really see it. Like, I think it's going to be more than that. I think once you actually watch it and it's just like so crazy, the ratings are so high, they're all going to be like, okay, we got to do this. Like, we have to do another season. Obviously, we can't just like stop it here. So I have a lot of faith in that. And yeah, this year is definitely about sort of rebuilding and sort of getting things back on track, and which is kind of hilarious because that's sort of where my life is at right now as well. My life right now is definitely just about rebuilding and getting things back on track. So it's kind of funny. The Walking Dead ended, and then my life as I knew it kind of ended too around the same time, which is, I don't know why I'm laughing at that. It's really painful. But this year is definitely going to be a year for rebuilding and stuff. And I think The Walking Dead is going to do such an awesome job at that. I'm very, very excited. I'm honestly very excited. I mean, Jeffrey Dean Morgan did say that the spinoffs are existing at the same time. So that part of it is exciting. I mean, Fear the Walking Dead is catching up timeline wise. I mean, I guess the Ricky Michonne show is probably going to be around the same time. The Daryl show I'm expecting to be as well. Yeah, in terms of crossovers and stuff too, like I feel like for the most part, like the first crossovers we're going to get are probably going to be like Fear the Walking Dead to Dead City. I think that's probably going to be the first one, because Daryl's going to be in France. I don't really see much happening there. Do I see any character going to the Ricky Michonne show? Maybe like Morgan or other characters like that. I could see that, but that might be saved for like a season 2 of that show. There's a lot to, that's just a lot to kind of get into for season 1. So yeah, I'm definitely very excited for all of this. And again, thank you guys so much for all the support and all that. I posted that video yesterday, and it was really rough doing it, but I just sort of had to post something to get just that out of the way. And I just wanted to get into this place here where I'm sort of doing daily videos again. And it feels nice, honestly. It's been a little rough sitting here because it's just reminded me of certain things, but I've just been sort of taking breaks, and I've just been like working at it slowly, and things are getting a lot easier. And it's because I have a lot of support from you guys. And it's just been honestly really mind blowing. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I really, really am. I'll never, ever forget it. And it's just, as long as every single night I get to have my kids with me, and, I'm happy. Like I said in my video yesterday, my job and my favorite thing that I've ever done in my life is being a father. And that will continue for the rest of my life. I love my kids so much. And I noticed a lot of people were saying that they felt that when I kind of got emotional talking about them yesterday. And yeah, it's been rough. It's definitely been rough. And if, you love your kids as much as I love my kids, like you totally understand, you totally get it. It's just like you live for them. Everything is for them. When they're around you, they give you so much energy. Like yesterday, what actually happened was I was feeling really down, and I took out crafts and stuff for my kids to play with. And my daughter made me something, and it was just like she just put a sticker on like a popsicle stick, like she colored it and stuff, but she put a sticker on it, but the sticker said like, keep it up, And that just hit me. Obviously, she didn't really mean it in any way. I don't think she really understands what's going on, but it was just that message of just like, keep going and like, keep it up. Like, you can do this. And it hit me. And I was like, man, my kids are just amazing. I love them to death. And, yeah, so they're giving me the strength. You guys are giving me the strength. I'm going to do this. I can say with 100% confidence that I can do this. And I feel much better right now. Things are definitely still hard. I'm still going through some stuff. But I overall have a general feeling of I'm able to accomplish this and do this. So yeah, anyways, I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support because it's just been honestly really amazing. I'm so happy I reached out. Honestly, if you're going through stuff, reach out. Like, you have to reach out. It makes the biggest difference. It could be to anyone. Honestly, definitely do so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize for sort of rambling on here a little bit at the end, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to say that. But tomorrow's video will be also on The Walking Dead and stuff, so stay tuned for that. And then I'm gonna start getting on watching The Last of Us because I gotta get on that. So yeah, anyways, post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.